education today and reviewing the situation of the system, the Jewish education system, the religious, the yeshivot, the kollels, all the religious institutions, what's happening, where our children is learning, there are a few things that bring some concerns to our hearts. We see today that every one of the kids, if he fits himself into the system, then he may be successful. But once a person has his own personality, he has a unique thing about him, he's not 100% flowing with all the students in yeshiva or in school, he asks questions that disturb the Rebbe, he behaves in a different way, he's a little bit more hyper, it attracts negative attention, and instead of handling him according to his personality, as the Torah says, Chanoch lanar al pi darko. You have to educate the boy according to his personality, according to his way. If he's hyper, you have to know how to handle him. You don't punish him just for everything he does. If he has more questions than others, if he has problem with his faith, he's not a natural believer. If he's lazy more than other people, he's not attracted to play, he's not so into learning. There's all kinds of problems that a kid may have. He may have problems at home, he may suffer from not receiving enough attention. Some of these kids, unfortunately, somewhere they got abused either by their parents or by relatives or by friends or by all kinds of bad people, and obviously it's affecting the way they grow up. The system today has to invest a lot more efforts to take care of these individuals. Now, these individuals are unfortunately growing more and more. You see, many of these boys and girls are dropping out of the system, of the education system. Some of them don't even have a school. They cannot get accepted from not dressing the proper way, from listening to their own music, from making even minor sins. Automatically, they find their future basically is lost. So I wanted to tell you about a story that happened in Israel a few years ago, a real story, that one father, that his boy goes to yeshiva, and he gets one day a phone call, and the Rebbe says to the father, I'm very sorry, I'm not going to be able to continue to teach your boy in my class. You either come and take him, find him a different school. And the father said, what happened? He said, well, he's hyper, he's disturbing the class. The kids don't have the right attention. Everybody, is disturbed by him, and the only solution is basically to get him out of the class. But there is one more solution. What is the other solution? The other solution, that you buy medication. What's the name of the medication? It's called Ritalin. It's a special pill that takes hyper kids and make them numb. Make them sit in a class, half asleep. They don't disturb anyone. They become heavier. And that's supposedly solving the problem. The father, which is not a wealthy person, he said, well, that's a medicine that is not covered by the Israeli governmental health insurance. I don't think I can afford that. It's an expensive medicine. The Rabbi says to him, I'm very sorry. The problem is yours, and you have to take care of it. You don't have the money, go and borrow. But your kid cannot come tomorrow to school unless if he takes these pills. The father says, okay, let's say I'll buy him the pill. Who is going to give it to him? My wife and I leave in the morning very early, and he leaves after us. And how you expect him to take the pill on his own? He's only a kid. The Rebbe said, no problem, bring it to me and I'll give it to him. So the father says, well, if you give him the medicine, all the kids in the class will see, and I'm not interested to ruin his reputation. The Rebbe said, don't worry, I'm not a fool. I'll give it to him, I'll put it in a locker room, in a closet there, and I send him to make me coffee every morning after the prayer, the morning prayer, and I will ask him to take a pill every time he makes a coffee, to take a pill. The father agreed, he got the medicine, he gave it to the Rebbe, and from the next day, a miracle happened. No more phone calls. Before, almost every day or every other day, he received a phone call complaining about his son. Now it's quiet. 1 week, no phone calls. 2 weeks, no phone calls. 3 weeks, everything is working out. The father said, it's too good to believe. After 2 months, the phone did not ring even once. he started to think something is fishy here. It doesn't make sense. Just like that, all the problems disappeared. So he come to his son. He say, Yankale, tell me, how is class? How is school? He say, great. You learning good? He say, yes. The class, everyone is happy. How is the Rebbe? How is the teacher? He say, also, it's very nice. He's smiling. He's calm. He never yells anymore. So the father asked his son, Yankale, tell me the truth. You taking the pill every day? He said, yeah, I'm taking the pill. It's in the closet. Every day the Rebbe sends me to make him a coffee. And when I make him a coffee, I put the pill every day, one pill in a coffee. And since then, all the problems are gone. The father couldn't believe what he hears. He said to his son, what are you saying? You putting the pill in the Rebbe's coffee? The boy said, that's what I was supposed to do, no? Right away, he picked up the phone, he called up the Rebbe and said, listen to what I just found out. All these 2 months that there's no problem in a class is because my son is putting the pill in your coffee, which means you were the problem, not him. Look how beautiful it is. Since you started to take the pill, you're not hyper, you're not angry, you have attention for the kids, you're great. So who was the problem? This is life. A person not always can see the negative about himself. Everybody think, I'm perfect, I'm better than the others. We find today that sometimes you ask a person, why don't you shop in this store? Say, no, the owner is a thief. He's stealing, is too expensive, he cheat. So the person who said his Lashon Hara about the owner of the store, in reality is much bigger of a thief than him. He steals millions in his business. It will not prevent him to say that this owner of the store is a thief. Why? Because his prices are a little bit more expensive. He looks at the thief in a derogatory way, in a negative way, is disgusted by him, and he can be a much bigger thief. And in everything else, not only in stealing. Same thing, this is life. To see the negative about the others, it's very easy. To see it about ourselves is becoming a very difficult mission. And that's what happened right here. So the Rebbe was very embarrassed, and he said to the father, I apologize, I admit, what can he do? He has no choice. Apparently the problem was me. And the last question now, before we finish, is we have to think about one last thing. Who has to pay for the medicine? Is it the father or the Rebbe? The Rebbe can claim, yeah, I admit that I was the problem, but I never authorized him to buy me the pill. I never made him a messenger and gave him money to buy it for me. That's why I'm not obligated to pay him back. It's like he bought me a gift. The father say, well, I followed his instructions. He said that the problem is my son. I bought the pill, and I gave it to my son. Apparently my son is not the problem. He's the one who used the medicine. He's the one who has to pay. We will finish with leaving you with something to think about. Maybe in one of the next sessions we'll answer this question. Thank you very much.